I'm Pia. This is Kini News. Budget 2023 was retabled today, but instead of Tengku Zafrul, who did it for the first time last year, today we saw a new finance minister do it. Well, not exactly new lah. It's Anwar Ibrahim. He's no stranger to the job. The same job he held in the 90s, but this time, Anwar is also the Prime Minister. Now let's not waste any more time. Here's all the main points from Budget 2023. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim retabled Budget 2023 in the Dewan Rakyat today. Anwar, who is also the Finance Minister, said the theme for the budget is Developing Malaysia Madani. Budget 2023 has to be retabled as it was not passed before the Dewan Rakyat was dissolved in October last year. The budget, which is 386.1 billion ringgit, is the largest on record, up 16.3% from the previous year. This is even bigger than the one tabled by Anwar's predecessor Tengku Zafrul Abdul Aziz in October last year. Now, here's a look at some of the points in the budget. The government will not reintroduce the goods and services tax. However, they plan to introduce a luxury goods tax which will come into force this year. There are also plans to impose excise duties on tobacco and vape products containing nicotine. They will also reintroduce a scheme to waive the penalties for self-declarations of unpaid taxes. Still on taxes, individual income tax for the M40 group will be lowered by 2% starting 2023. This will cover those in the income range between 35,000 to 100,000 ringgit. Meanwhile, the tax rate will be increased between 0.5 to 2% for those earning from 100,000 ringgit up to 1 million ringgit. Moving on to youth, 2 million youth from 18 to 20 years old will be eligible for the E-Tunai Belia Rahmah scheme, which amounts to 200 ringgit per individual. Civil servants will also get some benefits under the budget. Anwar announced a 700 ringgit ID Fitri assistance for all civil servants grade 56 and below, including contract workers. Meanwhile, pensioners will get 350 ringgit in special aid. The PTPTN moratorium was also back in the budget this year. Borrower earnings less than 1,800 ringgit will be granted a 6-month moratorium in payments, with applications open starting March. Anwar said this is to allow borrowers who qualify for the moratorium some time to find better paying jobs. The government is also giving a 20% discount on PTPTN repayments for 3 months, also starting in March. Many Malaysians have been urging the government to allow them to reach into their EPF savings, but the government has decided not to allow it because some don't have much to reach into it in the first place. But there is good news. Those with a critical amount left in the EPF savings will receive a little bump from the government.
The government will contribute 500 ringgit to the account of Employees Provident Fund members aged 40 to 54 who have less than 10,000 ringgit in their account 1. This was announced by Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim when presenting Budget 2023 in the Dewan Rakyat today. He said it will benefit 2 million EPF members and involve an allocation of almost 1 billion ringgit.
Rakyat terpaksa beberapa kali mengorbankan simpanan hari tua mereka tatkala berdepan dengan musibah pandemik COVID-19. Kini setelah rakyat beransur bangkit untuk membina semula kehidupan, kebanyakan rakyat menggunakan pendapatan yang diterima untuk menyerah hidup sementara simpanan hari tua masih rendah. Kerajaan beriltizam untuk membantu rakyat membina semula simpanan persaraan bagi memastikan simpanan yang ada kelak mencukupi untuk membiayai hari persaraan.
Yesterday, Anwar said 71% of active EPF contributors aged 55 and below do not have enough money to retire above the poverty line. He said this was due to the 4 rounds of withdrawals from the EPF at the height of COVID-19. He told the Dewan Rakyat that the number of active members who have achieved the basic savings level has reduced to 29% in 2022, down from 36% in 2020. EPF has set the basic savings level at 240,000 ringgit by the age 55.
The MACC has been in many headlines this week, and it's no different today. It is learned that the MACC has completed its probe of the judge who convicted and sentenced Najib.
The MACC has submitted a report to Chief Justice Tengku Maimun Tuan Mat regarding its investigation of Court of Appeal Judge Muhammad Nazlan Muhammad Ghazali. De facto Law Minister Azalina Othman revealed that she was informed by the MACC that a report against Nazlan was submitted on the same date to the Chief Justice, in relation to violations under the Judges Code of Ethics 2009. The minister told the Dewan Rakyat on Thursday that no other information regarding the matter was revealed to her in the letter. She stated that it is now subject to the decision of the Chief Justice in accordance with Article 125 Clause 3 and 3A of the Federal Constitution. Article 1253 of the Federal Constitution provides the Chief Justice, with consultation from the Prime Minister, the authority to propose to the Yang di-Pertuan Agong the creation of a tribunal to dismiss a judge from their position. This article does not offer any alternative options. Meanwhile, Azalina emphasized that the government will not interfere with the powers of the Chief Justice and the AG. In September, the MACC confirmed that the investigation paper involving Nazlan had been completed. At the time, Chief Commissioner Azam Baki said the MACC was awaiting further instructions from the AG's chambers. The MACC initiated an investigation into Nazlan in April 2022 after receiving a report from Persatuan Sahabat Ulul Amri Malaysia. The association reported the allegations as mentioned in the testimony of former Goldman Sachs banker Tim Lesner in a US court.
However, it appears the MACC should have done its homework.
The Federal Court has ruled that the MACC investigation against the Superior Court judge who convicted and sentenced Najib Abdul Razak was done without following protocol. The 7-person bench chaired by Chief Justice Tengku Maimun Tuan Mat unanimously ruled that the MACC carry out the probe against Court of Appeal Judge Muhammad Nazlan Muhammad Ghazali without consulting her beforehand. In reading out the observations of the bench, Tengku Maimun observed the curious timing of the publicizing of the probe done before Najib's SRC appeal before the Apex Court last year. Today's ruling is over a constitutional referral linked to a pending main legal challenge against the MACC probe over Nazlan. In reading out the ruling today, Tengku Maimun said while the Federal Constitution empowers criminal investigations agency, such as MACC, to investigate sitting judges, those powers must be exercised in good faith and in genuine cases. She said this is important to ensure the judiciary is able to carry out its functions freely and independently from external influence.
The top 2 posts in UMNO will not be contested, but all other positions are up for grabs. Now we're starting to see party heavyweights planning their next move, including a formidable UMNO leader from Titi Wangsa.
Titi Wangsa MP Johari Abdul Ghani is looking to climb up the leadership ladder in UMNO. The former Second Finance Minister has set his sights on the positions of UMNO vice presidents in the party's election scheduled to take place next month. He submitted his nominations form for the positions at the party's headquarters in Kuala Lumpur earlier today. Johari, who is an UMNO Supreme Council member, was the 4th leader to join the vice presidential contest. The other 3 were Reza American, Naina American, Shamsul Anwar Nasara, and Hasni Muhammad. Shamsul and Hasni also submitted their forms today. Incumbent party vice presidents Mahadzeh Khalid and Muhammad Khalid Nordin have previously announced that they will defend their post in the party election. Ismail Sabri Yaakob is still considering defending his vice president post. UMNO elections began on February 1st and will continue until March 18. UMNO branch polls for the committees Wanita, Youth and Puteri wings are to be held from February 1st to 26. The divisional elections for the Wanita, Youth and Puteri committees will be held simultaneously nationwide on March 11th. The recently concluded UMNO General Assembly adopted a no-contest resolutions for the posts of presidents and deputy president.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news update. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to malaysiakini.com. I'm Pia. Thank you for watching.